Hello friends, today we are going to learn about the explanation of the important passages from the play Merchant of Venice, which was authored by William Shakespeare. This play is a tragicomedy, and in the play, in Act 4, Scene First, Portia appears as a disguised lawyer, Balthazar, and she is trying to persuade Shylock from taking a pound of flesh from any part of Antonio's body. So this speech appears in Shakespeare's play The Merchant of Venice, as I have already said, and it is given by Portia, who had disguised herself as a man so that she can defend Antonio in a court of law. A moneylender named Shylock had given Antonio a loan, and that was 3,000 ducats, and Antonio was a guarantor. And Antonio could not repay the amount within the time period, which was for 3 months. According to the contract between the two men, Shylock can now demand a pound of flesh, and that were legally binding on Antonio. And that too was any part of Antonio's body as a payment. Shylock wants to cut it from Antonio's heart, which of course will kill him. So many critics have noted that Shakespeare's play, particularly this one, has anti-Semitic themes. Portia pleads with her audience to prefer mercy, an important virtue of Christianity, to the letter of law, justice, that the Jew requires. Portia argues that mercy is better than justice. She says it is not strained. So in the very first line, you can see what is given: the quality of mercy is not strained. Strained though stands for forced, but here we can take it that if something is strained, it is overused or under pressure. For example, water resources, for example, might become strained due to a drought. Mercy, she says, it underused. Mercy is abundant and freely poured on the earth by God, just like the rain. It droppeth as a gentle rain from heaven. Upon the place beneath it stands for the earth. So Pasha say it is a twice blessing. It's a twofold blessing, and it blesses both the receiver and the giver of mercy. She says that the more power a person, here in the fifth line we can see, it's mightiest in the mightiest. So it shows that person who is more powerful on this earth, like if the person is monarch or having a royal power, so there must be a strong sense of mercy in the heart of that person. So she says that more power a person has, the more mercy is credited to his or her character. If you have, suppose, if somebody has the power to be cruel, like we can take the example of police. If the police is cruel, they can be cruel. But if they are doing anything merciful, people will praise all the more for choosing the humane path. She calls mercy God's attribute. So it becomes a throned monarch better than his crown. Becomes here stands for behoves, adorns, or decorates. So when a king is having a monarch over his head, so he looks like a king. But at the same time, if there is a dwelling place, if there is a mercy in the heart of that king, so king will be behoved more, king will be adorned more. So she pleads with Shylock, saying that we are all condemned and cannot be saved if we are held to strict standard of justice. So here again she says his scepter shows the force of temporal power. The person who is holding the power looks like a king or the royal power because of there is certain scepter. Scepter means the royal rod. So royal rod is a symbol and it is an indicator that a person is holding certain power. And that is an attribute to awe and majesty. It is actually a quality or it is an attribute that is creating or causing a kind of fear as well as grandeur. So wherein does sit the dread and fear of king, and we are afraid of king, we are scared of king's royal power because that he is holding a scepter, that is a royal rod. Apart from he is wearing the crown. But mercy is ever the scepter's way. There is a great rule of mercy. The person who is having mercy in his heart, then he is praised, he is appreciated more than the scepter's way means the rule of the scepter. The person, if it is merciful in place of being cruel, unkind, then person is appreciated a lot. So it is throned in the heart of kings. It is seated, it is mounted in the hearts of kings. The person who is holding the greatest power. We can take the example of the President of India. So he is endowed with the power of mercy, granting the mercy petition. So we can take likewise the person who is a king of kings like God. God is all merciful, loving, and caring. Similarly, the person who is holding certain power at any point of time must be merciful. If the person is merciful, everybody praises him, and that he can retain that power for long, eternally rather. So it is an attribute to God Himself, even God. It is a quality, it's a divine quality like a God. So God is all pleased with him, delighted with him, and that God is always showering his blessing on the person who is showing mercy as well as the person who is receiving the mercy. So both persons are getting blessed, the person who shows the mercy as well as the person who is receiving the mercy. And then the power which a king is holding or anyone is holding, that power looks like goddess power, that power looks like a godly power. If the mercy seasons where mixes up, if the mercy mixes up with the justice, so in place of justice only governed by the rule of law, and there are certain legal provisions, in place of that, if there is a attribute or there is a just endowment of mercy into that justice delivering system, then that justice is liked a lot by the people at large. So with this we end up. I hope that you have understood the explanation of the passage. The quality of mercy is not restrained, which is given by Portia in Act 4, Scene 1 of the play Merchant of Venice, written by William Shakespeare. So with this we end up. Thank you so much.